All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things, okay?
You say that you love me, but I need the proof. And if you don't show me, I'm cutting you loose.
How is Armon
We're
doing?
doing good.
Still messy or what?
You know the vibes.
There's too many options, all begging me what I look like chasing you.
I'm only talking to Armon. I'm only talking to Armon.
Oh.
Okay. That ain't something I do. You say that you love me.
All right. What is the vibes, everybody? So we got to get into some things. We've had an eventful week this week. But now we have to discuss Cardi B. So recently, Cardi B, everybody's been anticipating Cardi B's project. Let's just talk about it for a minute, okay? Everybody's been, okay, so I feel like the anticipation for Cardi B's project it started years ago, okay? Cardi B came on the scene 2016, 2017, dropped Bodak Yellow, then dropped Invasion of Privacy, broke all kind of records as a female artist, opened the floodgates for, different type of female artists to really enter the game and do their thing and be able to flourish, okay? And so now Cardi B has become one of the biggest female rappers of our generation. And some may argue if it is a legitimate rise to the top, or if it is a rise that is more based out of luck, or like a one-hit wonder. Cardi B will beg the difference and say, listen, if this was sympathy, if this was payola, then why can't anybody else amass the same amount of success? Why is it that after one album, I'm still literally the top 2 number female rapper in the game right now, and I'm still very much so sought after? And so these are things that, whether you like her or you love her, you have to give her credit on, okay? You know what I mean? You have to give her kudos on that. Whether or not, she still hasn't, she's dropped one project and she's still in the conversation with being compared to Nicki Minaj as the number 1 and 2 female rapper. And she has the second largest female rap fan base in the game. Nicki Minaj being number 1, with the Barbs, Cardi B being number 2 with the Barty Game. 2 strong fan bases. Nicki Minaj's fan base to me is a bit stronger. However, Cardi B comes in strong second. There's no other female rapper outside of Nicki Minaj that has built a fan base the way that Cardi B has done, okay? And so we got to give her credit. So with that being said, when you put up these kind of stats, people want you to drop more music and drop more projects, because a lot of times people feel like Cardi B is not a real artist. A lot of people feel like Cardi B opened the floodgates for, trash female rappers. A lot of people feel like Cardi B lowered the bar for female rap. And so now the pressure is on, because a lot of people want to see, well, can she do it again? Or was this just luck from being or coming out at a time where, hip hop wanted something different? Hip hop didn't like Nicki Minaj. They weren't supporting her. Hip hop was in their Latino trap era. They were like in this like reggaeton, like I don't know what you call it, but it was like rap hip hop. And so Cardi B fit that look. She was racially ambiguous. Some say that she's black and Cuban or Puerto Rican, and some people say that she's just completely Hispanic. Like, there's no black in her. Now, I don't know. We can have that conversation over and over and over and over again. But my point about saying this is, people now have dissected Cardi B and her start, her beginning, into her current, into every little thing. All right, well, she's only got it because she's light skinned, she's Hispanic. Well, they didn't like Nicki. She's a one-hit wonder. She's been paid. Like, it's not legit. So people want to see, can she do it again? Ultimately, can she do it again? Terms are being thrown around like, oh, Cardi B's just an influencer. She doesn't really want to rap. She doesn't really like hip hop. She doesn't write her own records. She doesn't do a lot of collabs because she does not. It takes too long for her to turn over a verse. So people have been along the years pushing her, and saying different things, and trying to get this second album. And yet, even with all that being said, Cardi B still remains, One of the most talked about female rappers, one of the most anticipated female rappers. Now, fast forward to 2025, people are still saying the same thing, right? And people now are kind of getting to a point where it's become a running joke, you know, how long Cardi B will go without putting out an album. I honestly don't even think people even care anymore if she puts out an album. I honestly just feel like people now are just used to having the conversation around the fact that she won't put out an album. You know what I mean? I feel like at one point it was a conversation of like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. We're anticipating and we want to see what she's going to do if she's able to, you know, break records like she did before. Now it's just to see like, well, she said she was going to do it this year. She said she was going to do it the next year. I don't know if the momentum is there or the care is there. Not to mention, Cardi B, through her tenure here as a female rapper, Cardi B has had a lot of run-ins, not only with her fans, right? And even though her fans run-ins with your fans are kind of the easiest. You can have run-ins with your fans and they'll take you back, right? But Cardi B has had run-ins with a lot of hip-hop media. Not that she needs hip-hop media, but hip-hop media and mainstream media were a lot of the reason why Cardi B was successful during the time of invasion of privacy. Now, she has isolated a lot of hip hop media because she doesn't like when people give her critiques, or she doesn't like to hear other people's opinions that oppose her thoughts and her values, right? So a lot of the major blogs and publications don't post her, good or bad. A lot of the larger podcasters don't mention her name and don't post her. Not to say that she won't be able to, you know, acquire success with her album, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things that actually go against her this time around. You know, while the anticipation is high, there are some things now that go against her. The fact that she's not a new artist, that's number one. The fact that there's way more competition out there now, that's number two. But then the fact that a lot of the reason why people were, you know, supporting her is because the narratives and the support being pushed by the blogs and the media. A lot of that is not happening anymore. So it'd be interesting to see how she navigates this space, and will she do this? And the other part, people aren't just consuming hip hop like they were back in 2017, 2018. The streaming and the purchasing of hip hop has kind of died a little bit. It's no shade. Hip hop has kind of died. Like at one point, hip hop culture was running the music industry, but it slowed down. The consumers are not really following it that much. So fighting the natural ebbs and flows of trends, on top of the fact that you're not a new artist anymore, so that excitement is worn off. Now you've isolated a lot of the media because you've gotten offended by their opinions or whether they post. So now they just don't post you to promote you. Those are a lot of things that also go against her. But she still is a global superstar with millions and millions of fans. So maybe that will make up for it in these other areas. So she recently announced that she's not dropping her album in 2024. She's going to be dropping it in 2025. So people are joking and gagging and saying like, girl, she's been saying this since 2020. And she's been saying this for a while. She's been dropping a project every year. And the thing is, she felt like she didn't drop the project because one thing or another. She was depressed. She had relationship issues. She got pregnant. It was always something as to why she didn't drop the project. Here's the thing. I believe she'll actually drop in 2025. And here's why I think she'll drop in 2025. I think she'll drop in 2025 because there's no competition from her peers. And I'm not talking about her complete industry peers. I'm talking about her female rap peers. I mean, Nicki Minaj has dropped her album in 2023. She's dropping a deluxe in 2024. The deluxe may not do as great as the actual album, but deluxes don't typically do that anyway. So Nicki Minaj has already got the stat for the female rapper, best-selling female rap hip-hop album, of the year. She had that, and then she's even got it for this year. Glorilla has dropped. Sexy Red has dropped. Megan Thee Stallion has dropped. Cardi B will outsell all of those girls. And Nicki Minaj will be going on hiatus. So I feel like Cardi B essentially will be able to be out alone. I want there to be a time where Nicki Minaj and Cardi B drop at the same time, but they always seem to ironically drop, well, not even ironically because Cardi B's only dropped once, but I'm just saying they're never really out at the same time. You know what I mean? I think Cardi B, she's admitted that she was afraid, and there's a lot of pressure on her because she's a perfectionist, and she kind of talks, you know what I'm saying? And so she wants it to be great, but at the same time, a true artist, if you really, really love, if you're really that true perfectionist, you're really that artist, you're really that, that talented person, you're going to drop and you're going to keep moving. It really shouldn't take this long for you to have dropped your second album. If this is really what you love, if you really love music, if you really love the art of creating music and writing music, yes, she's dropped singles and dropped a couple of collabs, but to have waited almost a decade to drop your sophomore project, to me, doesn't say, I'm in this for the love of music. And you don't have to be. It really says, listen, I made lots of money off of this. I'm a global superstar now. I don't have to be in the clubs. And I'm a personality first that just so happened to make music and it hit. And so I'm going to parlay the music into other businesses to make more money. I'm money first, talent and music later, but I don't care how I get the money. I'd rather the money over the focus of making music, because music is what I thought I wanted to do. I did that. I accomplished that goal. But now it's opened up all these different other doors for me. And so now I'm going to go into those doors because it's less pressure for me and I'm good at it. I like talking fashion. I like wearing clothes. I mean, I think she likes fashion more than she likes music. I think she even likes politics more than she likes the music. She likes food more than she likes music. I don't think music is really a passion for her. I think music is more like the thing that got her in the door, but she loves talking. She likes mess. I think she would actually be good at like a podcast. She likes reality TV. I feel like she likes, but she really likes fashion, hair, and makeup. And I think that, whenever she gets into that bag, when she gets into her shoes and stuff like that, it does really well. A lot of, like, her fashion game is on point. When she gets into her pocket with her music is great too. But I just don't think that there's a true passion there for it. So you're always going to keep finding yourself, oh, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. Oh, I'll push you back. I'll push you back. You're dragging it out. Because a lot of times I feel like people know you're only as good as your last project. And so because the ebbs and flows of the industry go up and down, I don't think that she wants to risk having low numbers, because then she'll have to get with that reality of, this is who you are now. This is how you're being perceived. And so now when you're going to get booked and when these deals come, well, girl, they're not going to be rating you at that invasion of privacy number anymore. They're going to be rating you at whatever that Cardi B 2 number is. So whether maybe they're paying you $1.2 million or $2 million a show because you were Cardi B with the highest debut and album with invasion of privacy and all these gold and platinum plaques and diamond records. But then what happens if you don't do those same stats for the second one? So yeah, you're not as hot anymore. And then we have a plethora of other female artists that we can go and, compare budgets and price line with. And if you're just not knocking everybody out the park with numbers and hit records, then girl, we're not going to pay you that premium. So perhaps she's like, well, girl, I need to get all the money I can get while my rate is still high, because the last thing that these people see on paper is, girl, I'm up here. And she's just afraid to go through the ebbs and flows of possibly not, reaching certain heights. I'm not saying that she won't do so. I think that she will. Now, she went on live and said that she feels like 2025 is going to be her year. Hope so. I hope so for her sake, because she's going to get dragged if she comes out and again. And you can't be upset when you get dragged, because you get online and you say these things and you talk about the album and then it never comes out. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it will come out, because I don't feel like she'll have any competition. So she'll be able to run or queen by herself. And all the competition dropped. Everybody already dropped. So now she's the final one. But Cardi B needs to drop she has a lot of leg to make up if she wants to start getting, if she wants to get the respect from the people, honestly, she needs to drop an album, and then she needs to drop a world tour. Because she has yet to do a tour and an album, and then when people talk about it, it's almost like you're offended, like people are downplaying you. It's like, no, people are not downplaying you, but it's just like, girl, a lot of people have put up a lot more work, and now her argument will be, well, they're just not as hot as me. And that could be true, but at the same time, girl, sometimes it's not just about the numbers and being hot. Sometimes it's about the respect. And I think that she gets more upset when she doesn't get the respect. But the reason why you don't get the respect is not because you don't have good numbers, because you have great numbers, but all the time the numbers don't get you the respect. The numbers get you they get you the dollars. The numbers can get you the dollars with the white people. They get you the deals, but the respect that you desire from the streets and the people comes from the hustle, the pushing of your pen, the dedication and the perseverance, and the blood, sweat, and tears that people see in your creativity and your love for the craft. I just feel like a lot of times Cardi B does not exude a love for the craft of making music. So that's why people don't respect her all the time when it comes to her artistry, no matter what stats she puts up, no matter what Grammy she gets or nominated for. Does that make sense? So, but yeah, she talked about the project coming out 2025. I believe it's going to come out. I really believe it's going to come out, because I feel like at this point, it's like, girl, well, what are you waiting for? Everyone dropped. And at this point, people are going to they've already started double and triple dropping over you. And it's like, girl, we're going into 10 years. But the problem, I think, is like, do we care as much as we say that we do, or is it just now just fun to be like, okay, girl, well, are we going to be listening with the same energy, like, wow, let's see what Cardi B talking about, or it's like, damn, it finally came out, let's see what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the energy now has went from anticipating like Cardi to like, shit, let me take a listen. Jesus, it finally came. You know what I mean? So there's that. Now, she did talk about, too, she kind of tried to let us know that she was dating and talking to boys and stuff, and this year's been crazy. I think that also on the flip side, she probably should wait until next year, because I know what it's like to be going through a crazy transition and then trying to drop and do a project. If you're going through a divorce and you've been spiraling out, and then you got pregnant, and then you're doing this and that, perhaps you should just start off at the fresh start of the year. Then she said she's been outside, she's been partying, so it sounds like she been fucking, and it's like, girl, she's been stressed out. That's what it's giving me. It's giving, girl, I had a baby. I had to deal with the death of my relationship, insecurities with my music. So, girl, I'm free. I'm stressed, and so and so now when she's talking about boyfriend and this and that and date, I think now you've had your baby, you got back with Offset, you broke up with him. That's done. There's nothing. You've been outside. There's nothing left for you to do but to drop the project. So I believe the project will come. Now, whether it will come in the first half or the second half, I don't know. If it doesn't come in the first half, I feel like she might as well keep it. Because it's like, girl, Cardi B needs to drop in April. No shade. She needs to drop the album in April, so we can have Cardi B through the summer and see what it's given. But I do believe she'll drop visuals. Cardi B is not one of those girls when she drops this project, she's going to come with the whole package, because that's just how she's going to roll. It's going to be a big rollout. I just hope that it pays off. And if it doesn't, I feel like at this point, if it doesn't do what she feels like she wants it to do, I think she would just have to blame herself for not dropping, because at this point, we could have been on the third album. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm still going to listen to it. We're going to talk about it and see what it's giving. But yes, Cardi B said that the album is going to drop in 2025, and that will be her year. I believe she will drop the album. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.